80% of all of PlayStation sales in Q1 came from digital downloads. That is wild. Obviously, I know that the popularity of digital downloads have grown exponentially over the past couple years, really over the last decade, but like, I didn't think we were at the point where 80% of the sales are now all digital. That's a scary statistic for me. As someone who loves physical games, I still don't think that they're in danger of like totally disappearing anytime soon. But the idea that one day for like the PS6 or PS7 I won't have this wall of games has always been really scary to me. And I've always like feared that that's where we were probably inevitably heading, as much as I don't want that. Especially because even just this console generation, I've seen more and more games that normally would never be digital only be digital only, at least for the time being, and then maybe eventually down the road they get a physical edition. Alan Wake 2, Black Myth Wukong, like both of these are things that like last generation would have never been digital only, but here we are. There are positives to this. Like, it is nice to get something right when it unlocks at 9 p.m. Pacific time or midnight East Coast time. And digital distribution is cheaper, so it allows more games to be more widely distributed more quickly. For example, Alan Wake 2 and Black Myth Wukong, they didn't get physical versions because just logistically it would have cost too much for those games. They didn't have the infrastructure for it. If we're already at 80% of the games being digitally downloaded, I frankly think that next generation we're going to see maybe about like 50% of games only released digitally, and then the physicals just be special editions, and then the big first-party games or big, massive AAA games still get those physical releases. But I'm slowly making my peace with the fact that I might not be able to get everything physically like I used to. Do you still buy games physically, or do you digitally download them? Let me know in the comments.